Now we have two more things to go through. That's going to be set driven keys and expressions. So these are once again more advanced things. So let's get to set driven keys. Set driven keys are also abbreviated as SDKs, and they are a way of actually baking animation into controls. And this can be very useful because it allows us to do a lot of interesting things. Now, in terms of this, I might actually do a different example, but I'll create another thing too, just for fun. We'll create a directional light. And let's do a directional light. There we go. Just to kind of show a little bit extra. And I'll go ahead and turn this on because let there be light. Cool. All right, so set-driven keys are weird because if you come under your Windows here and animation, you're not going to find them. And I don't know why. And if you look all over this place, I don't think you're going to find them anywhere on the rigging menu. Don't know why. People who build Maya don't use it. Set-driven keys live on the animation menu. There you go. And they're going to live under the key menu here. So under the animation menu, under key, you can find this option here called set driven key. And we're going to navigate over here to this menu called set. And if you go ahead and click on that, it's going to pull up this weird looking menu here. Now, this is another menu that uses a driven system. And what it allows you to do is essentially keyframe values to affect other values. So for example, if I come into this cube, I can load this as a driver. Down here's how I normally do it. Just click load driver and it will load it into there. And then I can select this one here and I can load driven. What that means is my cube is going to use these attributes here to affect this object. Now I'm going to take the direct connect scenario I showed you guys earlier and kind of bring it to a more practical sense. For example, if I say this thing's rotate here, rotate Z, when it equals 0, this thing's translate Z equals 0. I could go ahead and select that. So rotate Z, translate Z, and I could click key. And what this does is it actually sets a keyframe in sort of a backlog data setting that now says that when this is at 0 here on the rotate Z, that is also going to be at 0. Now, we haven't achieved anything yet, but I can show you that if I take this here and translate this and we move this at all, it snaps into place. So we can confirm that's working. The other thing to be aware of is notice there's no colored stuff on the driver's channel box, but on the driven, it turned blue. Now, what I can do here is I can indicate some sort of a value. For example, I could rotate this a certain amount, like let's go ahead and rotate this 180 degrees. And we can say when rotate Z is 180 degrees, we're going to move this inwards here, and we're going to make that touch there. So I'm going to take that rotate Z or translate Z and set it to 4. And what I can do now is click key, and what this will do is it will make it so rotate Z as it goes towards 0, that moves away, and as it goes towards 180, it pulls it back. So I can actually set very specific values with the set driven key to make this relationship happen. You can also do very exotic things with this, which is one of the things I want to show you. So for example, I have this directional light here. I could load this as a driven. I could make this drive the value of this too. So we could change the light rotation. I could also make it toggle visibility. So this is kind of a really random thing. But let's say when this rotates this in here to 180, I want it to go invisible. I could go ahead and set that to 180, select my light here, set its visibility to 0 and hit key. And then let's say at 0, I want this to be visible. I could come into this light here and set the visibility to 1, and we could hit key. And what that will do now is as this pulls in, it will turn off the light. As that pulls out, it will turn it back on. So you can essentially use this to create something like a literal light switch where when it's flipped up, the lights are on. When it's flipped down, the lights are off. So that's kind of a neat little factor. Set-driven keys, where are they being used on this guy? Good question. They're being used for these on-off switches. So this follows with I showed you. This is being controlled by a set-driven key, making it so this either follows with the world or the body. And that's one of the most practical uses we make of this is turning things on and off. Now, what this also is in control of is a very special dial that I'm about to show you, which is controlling my expression data. If I hit play on this character, you're going to notice there is no animation. So right now it's animating. But if I come in here and I use this set driven key I've set up to auto float and I set that to 10, you'll see all of a sudden this character is auto-floating. Our animator doesn't have to animate that anymore. It's built in. So what I want to talk about next is a very powerful tool called expressions. They're very powerful, but they also are rare in the respect that most of the time you don't need to use them.